Hey Harrison, this is Ryan with TrendLizard.com. I hope you're doing good. I hope you had a great Christmas. It's the day after Christmas. Sorry it took me a few days to get this to you, but obviously the holidays kind of put things off a little bit. Regardless, I got your email. I'm going to take a look at Jumia Technologies, JMIA, as well as BioNTech, BNTX for you, using the Elliott Wave theory, which is obviously what we do at TrendLizard.com. We just take a look at the price chart of anything basically that can be charted and traded, and we analyze it with this powerful theory to determine where it's been and where it's going based on a predictable, repeatable pattern. So let's start with JMIA. It was incepted back in 2019, pulled back basically from about 50 down to 5, and then had a very nice run from below 5 up to 70 into the early 2021 high. Since then, it has given back mostly all of that. Now, like the up move does look good. It looks like a 5-wave move. Obviously, that was good stuff. The problem is it's done nothing redeeming since then. Most notably, this pullback that has happened in 2021 retraced more than 61.8%. So if it was to find support at the bottom end of this yellow area that we show across our charts at TrendLizard.com, that would be a 61.8% retracement. As you can see, it continued through there. So there's no good reason to think that this was the first part of any larger uptrend. That's the first problem I have. The second problem, if we look at this down move here, there are trendy components to it. You can see these 5-wave moves, 5-wave appearing to be a 5-wave move that's incomplete yet. So while it's hard to label the entire decline as anything too clear, we are seeing some trendy components to it. Now, one of the issues with that is that we're seeing overlap after you complete a 5-wave move. If the overall move was trendy, we wouldn't expect to see price come back up and move above these lows here. So you see a low set and then price comes back up. Bottom line, this is a pretty ugly pullback. It does have trendy components, but it's hard to label it overall for those reasons. If I had a gun to my head and I had to label it, it's possible that it's some real complex type move, ABC, X, AB, and an incomplete C wave. The problem is we're just not seeing anything good here that suggests, hey, we need to be buying this guy. Again, this has been such a deep retracement in 2021, and then we're seeing this massive pullback that's really not showing us any signs of life to the upside. To give the very initial clue that maybe something interesting is happening here, we'd need to see a move above 17. We just haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen anything that's real interesting yet. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this action off of December's low. It was a pretty nice bounce off of December's low, has some trendy components to it, but then you see what happened when it completed. It gave back a huge chunk again, retraced more than 61.8%, and then the recovery off of that leg has been pretty darn corrective in nature. So this doesn't look like a low is in yet either. I mean, this to me looks like a larger 4th wave if we step back out here. I have maybe an incomplete 5-wave down move off of October's high, and that kind of bears fruit when you come in here. You see that this pullback off of December's high doesn't look over. I wouldn't be surprised to see it head lower first. Might get a larger 4th wave out of it to the upside to complete a move that retests December's high. But there's no real good reason to think that this is the start of anything important to the upside. And again, it's just a large counter-trend pullback or a large pullback of some variety that doesn't look complete. So in that respect, if we step back out, I'm just not terribly interested in it. I don't want to buy anything that's going down so hard from 70 to 10. I'd rather see something that is at least giving us some kind of trendy upside movement or giving us some reason to think that the pullback itself is a counter-trend move that's getting ready to resume an uptrend. So not a fan of JMIA. Maybe when we get some trendy upside movement that shows some purpose, we could revisit. Let's go ahead and take a look at BioNTech now, BNTX. This guy has had a much different progression here. It was incepted back in 2019, and it took a little bit of analyzing, a little bit of stress testing to come up with this. But this is where I think it is, and you have this nice up leg off of the 2019 low. You have this back and forth action here. You can see this up leg in 2020 here. This is a pretty clear 3-wave move. And so that's why I consider the B wave of a larger ABC pullback here for wave 2. Off of that low, I believe in September, you have a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks pretty clear. And then a larger pullback that's emerged since then, which fits as a 4th wave, as you can see. The pullback so far has retraced right around 61.8% of the up leg that started in last September. So everything kind of adds up here. The question we need to ask ourselves is where are we? Is this fourth wave correction complete? Is it still going? Let's go ahead and dive in and take a look. So here we go. There's a couple reasons why I think it is likely not done. The first one is that the pullback off of August high into November's low took a general 5-wave form, as you can see here. If it is a 5-wave form, it means it's not over. 5-wave forms never stand alone. It means you would have that 5-wave move corrected and then get another down leg before it's complete. The other aspect of why I don't think that this pullback is over yet is because after you got this beautiful up leg here in November, the pullback is again retraced more than 61.8% of that up leg. These are things we would not expect to see if the low is in. So again, my expectation is that a larger fourth wave correction will form before it's complete. Now, if it can move above 326, that would give it some life. It would be just as feasible if it moves above 326 that we're just getting a larger B wave and that we would still have a C wave down. But that would be something. That would give us something more constructive off of November's low. So that's a level to watch. Obviously, that's pretty far away. As is, I'm just thinking a larger fourth wave correction is going to happen. And if we take a look at this action in December by zooming in, you can see, again, it looks kind of like trendy downside movement, counter trend upside movement, suggesting that it's not complete to the downside and it's already gone below a 61.8% retracement. So these are reasons for me to think that a larger fourth wave correction will form. So once we get a larger fourth wave correction, possibly after a larger B and then a C wave down, then you can start looking more closely at this guy, because at that point we should get a larger fifth wave advance that moves to new highs, meaning it moves above this 2021 high as a larger 5-wave pattern takes shape for wave 5. So at that point it would be a good proposition. As is, it doesn't seem like it's ready to head higher yet. We're expecting a larger fourth wave correction to take shape in the meantime. So, Harrison, I hope that is helpful. Have a wonderful evening. For those of you who haven't come visited us at TrendLizard.com, please do so. We do this stuff every day and tell you how to trade the best patterns that we can find. So, have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon.